Happy Thursday and welcome to today's episode of Tech Bites powered by Veeam. I am Rick Vanover, the Rickatron, coming to you live from our Seattle, Washington Center here at Veeam, and I'm joined by my go-to trusty co-host, Kirsten Stoner. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, Rick. How's life in Seattle?
Well, same as it was last week because we were here last week for our team meeting, and trust me, kind of the joke here is I tell people I go into the Veeam Ohio office every day. I'm based in Central Ohio usually, but today tuning in or broadcasting from Washington State, and Kirsten is in Central Ohio. Our producer Jeffrey is also in Central Ohio, and Felicia, our other producer, is in Texas. But I go into the Veeam Ohio office every day, and I joke that if I lived out here, I'd go into the office twice a day. This place is Veeam Disneyland. I love it.
That is true. I love visiting that office as well. One of my favorite offices, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'm in Washington from Ohio. Kirsten's in Ohio and from Ohio, and Jeffrey and Felicia are from Ohio and Texas. But we want to know where you are from. So leave a note in the comments on the streams. I think we're live on 4 streams currently. Let us know where you're from, tuning in from, what U.S. state or country or such, and we'll love to interact with you that way. Good stuff. So, all right, Kirsten, it's running a little bit busy here at Veeam, and that is the topic here for our show. What are we going to talk about? You got the shirt to prove it and all.
Yeah, that's right. We are unpacking the VeeamON experience. It's that time of year again, getting ready for VeeamON. That's why everything's a little bit more busy. And, we're going to San Diego, California for the first time ever. I don't think we've ever had a VeeamON there before. But what's really great about VeeamON is it's really the event for data resilience, right? When we think data resilience, it's more than just backup. It's recovery, it's security, it's intelligence, it's portability, right? So this is going to be the event that you're going to be able to dive a little bit deeper on all these topics and learn how Veeam can help you achieve the ultimate data resilience strategy.
Yeah, and let's start with a definition. First of all, I like to say, what is Veeam on? And the definition that I would give, and I'll allow you to give your own definition. It's Veeam's customer and partner event. Real simple. And I really balance customer and partner because partnerships are in our DNA. If you had to describe VeeamON as a definition, Kirsten, what would you describe it as?
I would say very similar to you. It's our customer, our partner, our community event for everybody who wants to learn about Veeam, wants to learn more about Veeam, and just really experience, I guess, like the Veeam culture in a sense too, because we have a lot of Veeam team there presenting, working the event, and you get to talk to them, see what it's like their every day, learn from them. So I'm excited because you know what? Last year I wasn't able to go to VeeamON. I had a family matter, and I feel like I felt so, left out of all the excitement. And so like I'm ready to go. Like I have my bags already packed for San Diego. You know,
No.
I'm ready to hit the road and to talk to all of our customers and partners.
If you have your bags already packed, that means you've already thought about outfits and stuff like that, which I haven't even told you about your general session demo assignment. That
Oh,
just got finalized yesterday. So get ready. All right. So the good definition there, Kirsten. So let's unpack the experience. Let's start with the agenda. I'm going to zoom in here just to kind of really focus on these two full heavy days of VeeamON. I have privilege, the burden, whichever way you want to call it, of working on the VeeamON core team. I have a hand in the content. I don't get to do it, exclusively me. We're a big company now, right? But I have a working role with the content experience here at VeeamON. And when we look at this event here in April, let's start with the opening keynote, which is a general session type format. I believe it's targeted for 75 or 90 minutes. I can't remember. And, we're going to have a special experience for our partners of all types, resellers, service providers, distribution, alliance. All those partners will have a good experience as well. Solutions Expo is really where our partners and our products can be showcased, breakouts. Of course, there's a special kind of lunch meeting for partners, and then everyone gets a lunch, right? We're good. It's not a starve and study. It's more of a lunch and learn. Okay, everyone gets lunch at VeeamON. And then there's some hands-on labs, lab wars, and as well as some different receptions and stuff. And when we look at the first day, now, Kirsten, I feel bad. I've never done hands-on lab or lab wars, but I know you helped out with that experience. Do you remember that a couple years ago? Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, hands-on labs is a really good way to get started using Veeam products, getting familiar with some of the new features, or maybe you've never even used Veeam Recovery Orchestrator before, and you're like, oh, I can use it in hands-on labs and get started working with it and kind of understand the ins and the outs of the product. And what's great is we do have, our experts there in the labs helping you and providing you with answers to all of your questions. Lab Wars is more of how fast can you get everything set up and configured, right? And have it working. And I believe we have a really great prize too for the winner of Lab Wars. I think every year we give them some sort of gift or something for just being the fastest in setting that up. So both really cool parts of the experience because you get more like I said, hands-on with the product, right?
Yeah, hands-on labs much more of a learning experience. Lab Wars is more of a competition,
Yeah.
and there's a prize. I don't know what the prize is. It's been money before. It's been the free VeeamON next year. I don't know what it is, but that's part of the mysterious part of it. There it will be a prize, but we'll see. One thing I'll say, however, is that there's also through the day, a lot of breakout sessions, right? And that's the area that we'll talk a little bit more about, Kirsten and I, here in a second. And we're presenting several of them, at least for the San Diego experience. And I should also keep in mind you can attend online for free. So when you look at the VeeamON webpage, and it's just veeamon.com, you can clearly see that you can join online, which would be the free online experience, but you also can join us in San Diego. And before I forget, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to come back to it. But I do want to let everybody know I got authorization to give a $200 discount with the Join Us Now code. If you're on the fence of going to San Diego, this is something that can maybe help put you over the edge and join us there. And again, don't forget there is that online experience. A lot of people actually do both because we have some different experiences that are only on the online experience. And then hands-on labs you can always do, by the way. It's not just at VeeamON, but the QR code will take you there for that. And I will be posting all kinds of updates on the Veeam Community Hub, so never ever forget about that. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. Now, Kirsten, you missed last year, and you know what? You gave me plenty of heads up. It was all good. We went through, and hopefully you had a little bit of FOMO to make you come back strong here this year. But I'm gonna start with some questions on VeeamON. I'm going to give you a softball question. What was the first VeeamON you went to?
I think so. I've been here for a long time, right?
Almost
Like what?
11 years.
Yeah. So I feel like the first VMON, because I don't think I went to the actual first one. I think it was the second one. So maybe it was 2016 in Las Vegas, and we were releasing V9. And I remember they had that big like Range Rover machine thing. It wasn't a Range Rover, but it was like a Star Trek like thing, like a
Yeah,
mobile or whatever.
the
I'm sorry.
spaceship
I'm trying to
situation.
figure
A
out the
speeder. It was
correct.
a
Yeah.
speeder. So
And
that
I'm
was 2015 in Las
okay.
Vegas. And
So
and that's the one
yeah.
you have the shirt from, by the way.
Yes.
And so I guess I should start with some trivia. What's the history of VeeamON? As a resident historian, I can tell you 2014 was Las Vegas. 2015 was Las Vegas as well, but a different property. Now there was no 2016 VeeamON because we went from Q4 to like second quarter of the year. So 2017 quiz, where was
Oh.
2017? Where was that? Remember?
Is that at the Chicago?
No, that was 2018. 2017 was New Orleans.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well, that one was, I think, the 2017 in New Orleans, I
Mhm.
think was my first time I ever presented at VeeamON. with
Okay.
I think it was Nikita at the time. I think that was my first VeeamON presentation, and I was
No,
so nervous. I was sweating. I had like a shirt on. I had like the sweating through my shirt. That was what happened
well, you know,
during
it's
that
funny.
one.
I'm a horrible boss. I mean, you were pretty early in your career, basically right out of school, and then I throw you on stage. But actually, you presented in 2015 VeeamON with
Oh
DK
yeah,
in the
the
V
V
Brown bag.
Brown
There's
bag.
YouTubes on that. Okay.
It's still
Yeah,
there. It's
it's
still
still
there.
there. The internet never forgets. All right. Okay. So 2017 was New Orleans. 2018 was Chicago. 2019 was Miami. 2020 and 21 were online only. 2022 was Las Vegas. 23 was Miami. 24 was Fort Lauderdale. 25 will be San Diego. That's all off the top of my head. Whew.
That's pretty good.
But
I mean, like
yeah.
even after with all those different cities, what was your favorite VeeamON city,
Mm.
Rick?
Oh, okay. Favorite city. Honestly, Las Vegas works. So Las Vegas would be my favorite city. How about you? What was your favorite city?
I do like the setup of Las Vegas. However, I would say, I don't know, there's nothing that can really beat out 2019 Miami to me. I think that one by far was my favorite one. And I just really like the Miami like vibe, I guess. Sunny days by the beach. So that's definitely was my favorite.
I didn't get any sunny days by the beach. Okay, is VeeamON is a lot of work for us. I need to
Um,
talk to you about
it's
why
looking
were
out
you
the
at the
window.
beach?
It's looking out
Okay,
the window by the
okay.
beach. I wasn't on the beach. I had work to do. I was working the entire time, obviously, but that was definitely my favorite.
How about your favorite like experience, like content or like a Veeam kind of central experience across all the VeeamONs? What would have been your favorite experience at VeeamON?
That's really hard to answer because I feel like there's a lot of different experiences that you can have. As someone who normally is presenting at the event, I don't really get to attend many of the sessions, but all the sessions are just really great content. The ones I have attended, I'm always learning something new. And then when you think about the experience in general, like you always have like the end celebration. Um, so that's always up there. But I always think that, now that I'm thinking about it and talking myself through this, I really enjoy the beginning of it all. Like the build up, like when you enter in the general
Mm,
session room and all the lights are, going everywhere and you hear the music and you're just kind of waiting for, Anon to come on and greet everybody. It's just like the excitement of it all really fuels you to, perform well, learn a lot throughout the entire event.
yeah, that those general sessions, whoa, we put a lot of production quality and effort into those. And I was surprised you didn't go with 2022, Kirsten, on the general session. You made Veeam One blow bubbles, remember, with the possible
Oh yeah, yeah,
ransomware
yeah. I mean,
activity?
that was a really great experience, but
Yeah.
I thought you meant like experience like
Oh, no.
the like what's happening, not like what was my favorite general session moment,
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just
which
any all. Yeah, the general sessions are just truly a fun experience, and you know that you learn a lot, full stack of the whole company from product to company vision and more. I will tell you for 2025, we are going to do an additional new experience with workshops. We are actually going to activate three different workshops this year. Now, unfortunately, they're all full. Oh, wait, no. Oh, that's a partner one, has some one left, but the orchestrator workshop is full. The hands-on AI learning workshop is full, and the Veeam Data Cloud Vault workshop is full. So what that tells me is we need more workshops. It's the first time we've done it. So we've added three of those. So I got to come up with some more ideas for workshops. Let me know in the comments if you want some additional workshops. It's a really good way to have an experience for the Monday of the event because there's no content that day. But we're really excited for that. We piloted, by the way, the workshop concept at our Veeam 100 summit with our legends, vanguards, and MVPs. So we kind of piloted this notion of a workshop, and then it's like bring your laptop. You're going to be clicking through. It's a 2.5 hour thing. It's not rushed and such for the formats. So speaking of agenda, that's one new thing that we have for the event. I'm just walking you through some of the the experiences. And you'll see when you look at this, it will tell you, for example, this particular session is online. Okay, so that's an online only session. I know Kirsten and I just did one as well. Let's start with a big one. Like there are some sessions like this particular one here from Matt and Landra. And by the way, Matt is with me here in Seattle. I asked him, what's your favorite VeeamON? And he said 2017 in New Orleans. But Matt and Landra are going to do an overview of Veeam Data Platform V13. So that is a really good way to start the experience. This will be available both in San Diego and online. So this is a really good one to kind of base yourself. And again, you'll see things that say online, in person, online, to designate where they're going to be. But let's take, for example, let me find a good one here. Oh, look at these two folks. What was this one all about?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is about Veeam Intelligence, which Veeam Intelligence has come a long way over the years. And me and Rick really just dive into, what Veeam Intelligence is, some of the technology under the hood. And we also ask Veeam Intelligence some questions that you could start using in your deployment of the Veeam data platform, right? So really educational session. And we make it fun because we are asking questions that everybody wants to know about their backup environment, right?
Yeah, indeed. We definitely put like AI powered information about your environment at your fingertips. And, Jorge's done some incredible work. This session will actually be repeated in San Diego, but done by Jorge. So it's a really cool way that we can get additional experiences as well. We've got some service provider focused technologies here. Here's a good one in San Diego. Igor and Stefan are going to talk about our security integrations that we've done with Veeam Data Platform. This is really cool stuff. They actually wanted to do 3 times 45-minute sessions, and I'm like, guys, we just don't have the room to give you that much time. But they're going to definitely do what they can. And we have customer stories, right? Stephen New, one of the Veeam Vanguards, is brought in a customer from Major League Baseball team to talk about what they're doing locally here. Now, they're just up the road in LA. We'll be in San Diego, but we'll see how that goes with any local fans. We've got a customer here that migrated 1,000 VMs. We're going to talk about that. That's cool. Were there any other sessions that you kind of saw through the agenda, Kirsten, that you really wanted to talk about or look through?
I have just briefly glanced at the agenda, honestly, Rick. I've been more focused on my part in this whole event, the Veeam Data Platform V13 deep dive.
Just started, that's right.
Working
I forgot about that.
I just started working on my slides and figuring out what deep dives I'm gonna, tell our audience. But I think there's a lot of good content here. Corinne is going to talk about Microsoft Intra ID, which is something that's newer, a feature within Veeam Data Platform, right? So I just think that if you're already registered or you haven't registered yet, one of the great things you can do is access this stuff ahead of time and make sure you are making your schedule and finding things that's going to fit your interest and also fit your organization's requirements. So yeah, thinking about breakouts too, right? We've had so many breakouts over the years. Is there anyone that, do you think about fondly, Rick, as your favorite VeeamON breakout of all time?
Of all time breakout. Well, you know what? I did one where it was just questions. And we set up a little thing where people could just ask their questions. And it was a very popular session. I love to do experiments with new formats. I don't have anything like that. The workshops were another thing to kind of activate this year. But I love kind of working out some of those potential new experiences. This one will be cool, by the way. The using AI to uncover sensitive information. This one, these guys are sharp. Check that one out. Yeah, so I kind of did rickroll Kirsten a little bit on that one because we are working on this particular topic. Myself, Emily, Pavel, and Kirsten on the deeper dive. Like, for example, this particular session, this is one of the super sessions. This will be delivered in San Diego and recorded and put out on the online platform a few weeks after the event. So this is going to be a really powerful one because it's really going to go a little bit deeper from that intro that Landra and Matt start with, and then we'll go a little deeper here. And we try to build the journey in the schedule so you kind of start and then build and then build and then build, right? So this is just really, really powerful in that regard. And this one, by the way, true or false, Kirsten? Does Rick Vanover make up words?
Yes, true.
Yes, true. That's right.
The
so
pre-fresh, I'm sure that's a Rickinism.
That is in the Rictionary, indeed. So I want to give a hat tip to Brad Barker. He is really a sharp one here on our technical team. And there's this notion of a refresh. You have a Veeam infrastructure, and then over time, it will need to be refreshed and modernized. And so what we have done is we've made a session about what I'm calling the art of the pre-fresh. It's kind of what you need to know before you go into a refresh. And that's super important now because new offerings like Veeam Data Cloud Vault are in the mix. Veeam Data Cloud for Microsoft 365 is in the mix. And I'll get to some of the announcements we're going to have here in a second. But it really is a good way to kind of prepare with your next steps here with Veeam. And here's a cool one, by the way. We talk a lot of Veeam Data Platform, really deep stuff, but how does it work with Veeam Data Cloud under the hood? Guess what I did? I activated the people who are, really behind the product teams there. They're going to come up and share what they're doing for Veeam Data Cloud. So really the whole portfolio will be represented as well. So I'm really excited, but as you walk through this journey, we've got different levels of depth, different products represented, customer stories. This is a cool one. Have you ever attended the Fabian and Andreas hidden feature hunt that they've done over the years?
Yeah, I have. I think they've done a couple at each VeeamON, right? Like, so
This is
they've been doing the same.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think I attended the first one they did because I was like, I want to know everything. And I feel like this is a great session as well to, know everything, kind of figure out, hey, I didn't know about this feature and I'm going to implement it, and maybe it'll speed up your backup jobs or help you with recoveries or make your environment more secure. And that's what's really great about, hearing from all these Veeam experts at this event is you are going to learn something new that's going to help you with your data protection.
Indeed. And looking towards the end of the day, I've got a session here. The Veeam Hardened Repository ISO, Hannes and I are going to do some demos and presentation, give it an update there. We first previewed this at VeeamON 23, I believe, and then we've built on it ever since. So more customer stories, you name it. It is a lot of really good stuff. And, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that a lot of our partners are part of VeeamON. So taking a look here, see if we got some of our diamond sponsors, some platinum sponsors. They are also very much part of the VeeamON experience. In fact, a lot of these have been guests on this show now that I'm thinking about it in that regard. So really excited for all of our sponsors. Thank you all for that support as well. All right, so like I said, we were just wanting to unpack that experience, give everyone a look at what the options are for VeeamON. And like I said, I got approval to activate a $200 USD discount for everyone for the in-person experience, the San Diego experience. You can use this Join Us Now 25 code during registration. And this is really a good way to join. But I realize not everyone can join us here or there in San Diego. So, the online experience is very good as well to join. Now, one thing I'll say about the online experience, Kirsten, I think I got you for one of them, but we will also have the VeeamON Today show, which is a really fun live stream, kind of similar format to this. I have a bad habit of going over time because there's so much, and probably I'll ask you, Kirsten, your favorite, or maybe give me your least favorite memory of VeeamON Today, and I know what you're going to say. But one of my favorite parts of VeeamON Today is what I call steal a slide, where I just go through people's slides. Like I was just looking through the agenda there, The slides aren't all ready, but at VeeamON they are. I love picking up people's content and taking one really cool slide and just talking about it. So, Kirsten, what's your favorite or least favorite memory of VeeamON today?
I would say it's my favorite memory and my least favorite memory is just having to wake up so early on the West Coast so that we're live for the East Coast at a reasonable time. So the first VeeamON today, Rick was like, "Hey, will you do this show with me?" And I'm like, "Sure." And he's like, "Okay, we got to be at the studio at 5 a.m." And
No,
I'm
it
like,
was 4:15 for
okay,
call
4:15.
to
I
set.
was
Yeah.
thinking it was 4 a.m., but I didn't want to go that
Yeah.
extreme. Um, but you know what was great about waking up that early is I was awake. I had 3 cups of coffee. I had a great breakfast supplied to me, and I was ready to go for a day full of activities. So I didn't mind it that much.
Yeah, it's hard on the West Coast to get like the live audience in Europe because really the America's folks attend well at VeeamON, and then EMEA likes to go online, and then we got to make it at a reasonable time for them, and blah blah blah. Reasons. But anyways, here's the real takeaway. VeeamON is coming up next month, and the 21, 2, 3 of April. And we'd love to see you in either San Diego or on the online experience. Just go on over to VeeamON.com and you can register. And again, we have that code. Join us now, 25, for a $200 discount for the in-person experience should you make the trip. All right, Kirsten, thank you so much for joining me here today on Tech Bites.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, and a big shout out to Jeffrey in the Barncade, Felicia, our producer in the DFW Metroplex, and other members of the Veeam team worldwide who brought this content to you. Thanks for watching. That concludes today's stream.